This is Eric with Beginners Fab, and today we're going to make this have lights. So I started off with you guys with the bumper, and I've made some progress on it. I'm working on a plate that I cut out that you saw last time. I have another plate that we have to refine, and today I'm going to start welding up some tabs on it, and I'm going to start doing some work on it so that what we do will fit the Jeep and it will make sure that all the lights work properly, even though we don't have the factory lights to go back in the Jeep. So what I've got to do now is I've got to drill some holes. I've got to put some screws in. I've got to mount some lighting tabs into here, or not lighting tabs, but lighting fixtures into here. And we've got to make sure that this is clean and ready to go so that when we put it on there, it'll look right. Once again, don't think it all happened today, but this is the plan and this is where we're going. So let's get started and we'll see where we go from here. Okay guys, so here's what's going on. We're going to start working on putting the plate that I had cut up for the bumper lights the other day in the bumper itself. I need to explain what we're doing. The fixture of the bumper itself had 3 mounting points from the factory. The problem is I couldn't find any bolts that fit those 3 mounting points, and I don't know where the bolts went that were on the lights from the factory. So we're going to use self-tapping screws and tap it into these mounting fixtures or these mounting plates. And to do that, we're actually going to start off with a pre-drilled hole, but we want to make sure that that pre-drilled hole is smaller than the bit tip on the end of the screw itself. So what we're doing is we're using a 1/8 inch bit. We're going to, actually it's less than an 1/8 inch bit. I can't remember what size it is because it's in millimeters. But we're going to use that first, and then we're going to put the self-tapping screws in. So as I was just telling him in Spanish, one of the things you want to remember while you're drilling this kind of stuff is not to go real fast with the drill bit. All it does is burns out the bit and makes it hard to drill, and then you'll break the bit. So you want to go slow and not too fast with a constant pressure. And I wouldn't suggest putting your whole body weight on it. Just constant and slow is the idea. Now he's actually gotten through the plate, the first plate, and now he's got to go through the back plate. And that's what he's working on doing now. When you're doing that, you got to be careful because you don't want to angle it and twist the bit in there too much and then break the bit, because it being thin as it is, plus the heat, if you twist it and bind it, that bit could break very easily and then you're out of a bit. So now we've got one hole done, and all we're going to do is another one. So he's going to go to the other side and he's going to start working on doing the other one as well. What you also need to make sure is that when you do this, that you make sure that it lines up the way it should. So he's got it like that. We're going to keep it like that so we don't mess anything up. So the first thing we're going to do is, while you see this hole here and I'm going to make a hole here, I've got to make an adjustment real quick. Okay, so now I've got the screw in, and I've got the hole already drilled, and I've got my Phillips head bit in so that you can kind of see what I'm doing. I changed it over from this drill bit to a Phillips head or screwdriver bit, and that's so that I can get this screw put into this hole. In the end, what happened was the drill here on the table was over torquing and moving too fast for the combination of how the screw is getting tightened in between the 2 pieces of metal, and then also for the softness of the screw material itself. These screws are screws from a hardware store that buys a lot of stuff from China that's low quality. It's cheap, and unfortunately that's the quality they have for these kind of screws around here. They don't have better quality ones, and so the heads of them round out quite quickly. So that's just how it goes sometimes with fabrication, and just understand that is part of it. It's just you have to figure out what's causing it and how to fix it, and then go from there. So we're going to get the other screw in here on the other side, and then we'll we'll continue to move on with some other projects and other things that we have going on as well. If you look over here at these bumpers that I've got both of them with pieces on it. And this one here, you'll see that I've got the lights already started to be put in. And so here, you'll see that this light goes here, and it lines up with this hole here and this hole here, which are kind of hard to see. But that's where they go. And you might wonder, well, how did I figure out where this should go? Well, I'm going to show you. So what I did was I took a measurement from this light here out toward the edge, and then I took a measurement from each end of this light in this sense, so that I made sure that it was centered with what I needed. Well, then I did the same for this light here from the end, and if I line it up there, it's going to be hard to kind of state, but you'll see that it's actually the same distance. And then I use this square here trying to keep a line like so, and I made sure that it lined up with it just like so. And then I made my marks, and now I know that since the top of the bumper has a different angle than the bottom of the bumper, these two will actually be aligned like they should be. Once I get these lenses fixed where they go, then I can make the hole for this stuff to pass through, and I know where this fixture should be for the lens to go over it. So you have to start with how you want it aesthetically to look a lot of times before you can start with how it's functionally going to work. So I need to make sure that all of this fits inside there, and to do so I have to know where this goes, and then I can put that there. What we've gotten done today is we've actually got the lights aligned, and as you can tell they're pretty straight, and they fit on this piece of steel here. And what we'll do now is that probably in a couple of days when I have some more time, we'll take these off, we'll make the holes behind them so that the light socket will sit inside there and the wires will go through the back, of course, because we don't want the wires coming through the front, and we don't want the wires to be trapped under the light lenses. So we'll put those in there, they'll sit like that, the wires will come out the back. We'll do that for all four of these, and then part of what you have to do is you have to make sure that you, after you've already assembled it all, you have to take it all back apart, and then we'll have to do the final stuff, like we'll have to make sure that the wires don't rub on any bare metal so that they don't strip, and we'll have to make sure that the pieces of metal in the background here are painted so that they look correct for what we're doing. The couple of things that I want you guys to remember from today is, you know, when you're using your drill, make sure you use it slow and constant. That's how most of the drill bits are made. So if you do that, your drill bit will last longer, and you'll have a better hole faster that you make with your drill bit. And also make sure you pay attention to the line of what you're doing. Like in this case, these two lines were at different angles. So I had to pick a line, the line that looked the most natural with the Jeep, and I had to use that line. And so that's what I did, and now all of my stuff lines up together. Thanks for stopping by. Don't forget to stop by my videos. Make sure you come by my blog, which is beginnersfab.blogspot.com, and also you can check out through that blog all of my videos on YouTube as well.